Well, hey there everybody, and in this video I'm going to tell you the number one thing that you need to avoid if you're a beginner golfer trying to learn the game. And I'm going to teach you the 5 or 6 things that you need to learn as a beginner. So what is the number one thing that you need to avoid when starting to play golf? You need to avoid this: the golf ball. Get away from the golf ball. Now, you say to me, why should I avoid the golf ball? I'm trying to learn to play golf. The golf ball makes beginners do really bad things in their swing. It's their desire to hit the ball 1, to get the ball up in the air 2, and the third one is to make it go far, makes their bodies do the wrong thing. They always swing their arms too hard, they never turn their body properly, and they're always trying to scoop the ball up into the air. So I want you as a beginner to stay away from the ball. And I want you to develop a set of skills that once this set of skills is developed, we then introduce the ball to these set of skills, and you are going to have great results. You are going to have great success, and you're going to have long-lasting success. So what are the skill sets that I need you to learn? What are the skills? First, I want you to learn the proper pre-swing fundamentals: grip, aim, posture, ball position. Okay? Get the grip, the aim, the posture, the ball position down, you're going to be off and running. The next thing I want you to learn, I want you to learn a proper body pivot. I want you to learn how to turn your body properly. The third thing I want you to learn how to do is I want you to learn how to move your arms and the golf club with that body pivot. Number 4, I want you to learn to swing the shaft of the club on the correct plane or path, whichever way you would like to talk about it. 5th, I want you to keep the club face square while you are swinging that club on the proper plane. And then lastly, I want you to learn to hit the ground in the proper place. Now, if you develop those skills, pre-swing, pivot, arms and club with the pivot, swing the shaft on plane, and hit the ground in the right spot, when you then introduce the ball, you are going to have great success, and you're going to avoid all of the pitfalls that all beginning golfers have. Well, I hope you enjoy this process, and I hope you enjoy these videos. And if you're starting the process, leave me a comment below. Tell me, hey Briz, I'm starting up. And then throughout the whole series, keep me updated as to what's going on. Now, let's go take a look at how to put our hands on the club properly, how to get better posture, and how to build a pivot. Well, I was hoping to video this portion outside on a beautiful March morning in Mobile, but it's raining outside, so here I am in my garage. And it's all well and good that I'm in my garage because you don't have to go to the golf course to do what we're trying to learn today: grip, posture, and pivot. Matter of fact, no reason to go to the golf course at all. Do all of this stuff at home, make it very easy on yourself, practice at home. So let's start off with the grip. I've got a very short little golf club here that I use when teaching people grip. It works very nicely. So we're going to do this as a right-handed person. If you're left-handed, you're just going to need to reverse everything. So in our left hand, we put our left hand on the club first. I want you to grip the golf club down in your fingers. And I want you to approach the golf club with your left hand from the side, okay? I don't want you to take your left hand and put it underneath and try and get it on there. It never works. So we're going to approach it from the side, we're going to put it in our fingers, and then I want this part of my hand, my heel pad, to be right up on top of the grip, okay? So I've got it in my fingers, I've got my heel pad right on top. My thumb is going to be slightly right of center with no gap between my thumb and my forefinger, okay? This V that I have created points to my right shoulder, okay? So again, left hand grip in the fingers, heel pad on top, thumb slightly right of center, no gap between our thumb and our forefinger. Now we're going to put the right hand on the club. First thing we're going to do is we're going to close the gap between my thumb and my forefinger, and that pokes my right thumb out. I want to take my right thumb and I want to put it right on top of my left thumb. Look at this, I do not have my fingers on the golf club yet. Don't go in here fingers first, locking your fingers. close the gap, put your right thumb on top of your left thumb, then wrap your fingers around the golf club. You can let the little finger of your right hand overlap the index finger of your left hand, or you can interlock the two. When you have your right hand on there correctly, you should not be able to see your left thumb, and the V that we create also points to our right shoulder. So sit around the house with a golf club and just keep picking it up. Left hand, approach it from the side down in our fingers, heel pad on top, thumb right of center, no gap. Right hand, close the gap, cover my left thumb, wrap my fingers around the golf club. And I'm looking again in my right hand, this V points to my right shoulder, and I need the trigger finger of my right hand right here really on the back of the grip. That's very important for later. Okay, get your grip down. So posture, what am I looking for in posture? Posture is how we get ourselves set up, how we set our body, okay? And we really want to pay attention to our spine angle in posture, okay? We've got two spine angles. First angle is how we tilt our spine towards the golf ball or towards the ground. And the second spine angle is we are going to tilt our spine away from the target. So as right-handed players, we're going to tilt our spine over towards our right foot. Left-handed players, you're going to go the opposite direction. You're going to tilt it over towards your left foot. So tilting my spine towards the ball, how much? Well, what I want to achieve is I want to achieve a right angle between the angle of the shaft and the angle of my spine. I want to get my spine bent over so that I have a right angle. And when we bend, we want to use our hips. I want to bend at the hips. I want my rear end going back. I want my back staying as flat as I can keep it, and a little bit of bend in my knee. So it will look like this. The secondary tilt, the tilt away from the target, is achieved with our hips as well. We are going to set, for us right-handed players, we are going to set our left hip a little higher than our right hip. It's a very subtle move. That gets my spine tilted over here. You will see why we want that tilt when we get into the pivot. It helps us to get behind the golf ball. Okay? For left-handed players, you're going to bend over. You're going to get your right hip a little higher than your left hip, so your spine is tilted the other way. Great place to learn to do this, standing in front of a mirror or a window, wherever you can see your reflection. Put the mirror to your, if you're doing it right-handed, put it over here to your right. Watch yourself bend over. You can put it over here to your left. Watch yourself bend over. Face the mirror. Watch yourself bend over and watch yourself set your hips. Get your posture down along with your grip. You're on your way to starting to learn the pivot. So now let's talk about your pivot. What is the pivot? The pivot is the turning of my body to the right and the rotating of my body back to the left. That pivot is our power source. We have to develop a good pivot. It is the motor to the golf swing. It's the engine. It's what drives everything. Beginning golfers always using their arms. They're falling backwards. They have terrible balance. We need to develop this pivot. So what does it look like? Once I've gotten bent over and I've achieved the posture that we talked about, okay, I then want to take my left shoulder and I want to wind it up so that it is over my right foot. Notice that I have maintained this spine angle as I turn. My lower body holds the ground, my feet hold the ground, and I just rotate. I want you to cross your arms over your shoulders so that you're just paying attention to what your body is doing, okay? So that's the backswing. Now, the forward swing. From back here, I am going to take my upper body and I'm going to wind it forward. I'm getting that right shoulder to turn and rotate towards the target. I'm going to let my back foot roll up onto its toe. Don't grind. Don't twist your foot. Let it roll easily up onto the toe. And I'm going to let my right knee go over and touch my left knee. So now I've got all my weight on my left foot. So pivot, again, get set up in our posture. Left shoulder over our right foot. Lower body holds. Right shoulder goes forward. Right knee comes and touches the left knee. We finish up on our back foot. Work on this. Best thing to do, stand in front of a mirror and watch yourself. Put a mirror, a window, wherever you can see your reflection. Keep your head up, your chin up, watching yourself make this motion. Get this developed. I would spend 10-15 minutes a day minimum doing this drill. The more you can do it, 30 minutes, the better, the faster you're going to learn. Get your pivot down. Well, there you have it, folks. That's lesson number 1 in this beginning golf series. Follow these drills and do them exactly like I said. I would spend at least a week, if not a little bit more, doing your grip, your posture, and your pivot before you move on. As a matter of fact, the second video hadn't even been put out yet when this one was put out. But give yourself time to learn these things. Practice at least 30 minutes a day at home in front of a mirror, picking up your golf club, holding your golf club, getting in front of the mirror, working on your posture, working on your pivot. You don't have to do 30 minutes at a time. You can do 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 20 minutes here, whatever. But get the time in and learn these skills. This is building the foundation that we are then going to build upon. Next video, we'll talk about how to move the arms and the pivot together. Okay? Again, building on the foundation. Take care of these. If you've never subscribed to my channel, please do. I hope you enjoy these videos, and I hope they're very helpful. Give me a comment below telling me how you're doing. Give me an update on what your progress is. But remember, folks, stay away from the golf ball. Stay away from this thing.